Get up, huh?
Let's hurry up before Alice gets here.
The chair will call the April 2nd, 2024 meeting of the City Council to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance.
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Even you, Ralph.
Clerk Lesko, will you please call the roll?
Will do. Alderman Redpath.
Here.
Alderman Gregory.
Here.
Alderman Williams.
Here.
Alderman Rockford.
Present.
Alderwoman Purchase.
Here.
Alderwoman Notriano.
Here.
Alderman Carlson.
Present.
Alderwoman Conley.
Here.
Alderman Donlin.
Here.
Alderman Hanauer.
Here.
Mayor Busher.
Present.
Mayor Busher, a quorum is present.
Thank you, sir. The civility pledge. In the interest of civility, I pledge to promote civility by listening, being respectful of others, acknowledging that we are all striving to support and improve our community, and understanding that we each may have different ideas for achieving that objective. The chair will now entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the March 19th.
Excuse me, Mayor. Excuse me, Mayor.
Yes, sir. Alderman Donlin.
Sorry to interrupt. I'd like to make a motion to, per the city rules and the Open Meetings Act, to allow Alderwoman Conley to participate
Oh, good idea.
electronically.
We have a motion to let Alderwoman Conley in a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Alderwoman Conley, welcome to the meeting. Sorry. The chair will entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the March 19th, 2024 City Council meeting and approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The chair will entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the March 26, 2024 Special City Council meeting and approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. The chair will entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the minutes of the March 27, 2024 Special City Council meeting and approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion carries. The chair will entertain a motion to incorporate the pre-council first reading of the ordinances into the record of this council meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on that? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion carries. The chair will entertain a motion to incorporate the pre-council reading of the consent agenda into the record of this council meeting.
So moved.
Motion and second. Any discussion on the consent agenda? All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The motion carries. The chair will entertain a motion to place the consent agenda on final passage.
So moved, Mayor.
Motion and second. Any discussion? Seeing none, the voting will now be open. All those in favor of the motion, please vote yes. All those opposed, please vote no. Alderwoman Conley, how do you vote? And the motion
Oh, I'm sorry.
carries with 10 voting yes, none voting no. The chair will entertain a motion to remove agenda number 2023-072 from committee and place it on the debate agenda.
So moved, Mayor.
We have a motion and a second. Oh, 2024. Oh, it does say 2023, doesn't it? 2024-072, sorry about that. We have a motion and a second for that. Any discussion on putting that on the debate agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor of putting that on the debate agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. The motion carries.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, if it's appropriate at this time, to bring 2024-072 and 2024-126, which is on emergency passage, both of those to the front of the agenda.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to bring 2024-072 and 2024-126 to the front of the agenda now. We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on moving those? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. And then agenda number 2024-089 is going to remain tabled or in committee. So the next item on the agenda is 2024-072, an ordinance authorizing a one-year renewal of contract RFP PW 2022-24 with Republic Services Incorporated for residential landscape waste collection in an amount not to exceed $1,164,290 for the Office of Public Works.
Mayor?
Yes, Alderman Hanauer.
I'd like to amend this with a proposed amendment number 1.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for amendment number 1, which is in front of you, so we'll discuss the amendment since we have a motion and a second there. Is there any discussion from the council members on the amendment for this ordinance.
Do you
Alderman
want
Hanauer?
to, can Greg just explain what we're doing, please?
Sure. So proposed amendment 1 would change the contract from a one-year renewal with Republic Services to a 5-month contract with Waste Management of Illinois, Inc. This is for residential landscape waste. The not-to-exceed amount is $485,120. The term will be from April 1st, 2024, or the execution of this agreement through August 31st of 2024.
Any discussion on the amendment? Alderman Rockford.
Yes, I had a discussion with Lake Area. Is there a reason why Lake Area was not included, or is that, were they,
I don't know that
Part
they're
of
big
the-
enough to do the whole city.
okay,
It's a citywide pickup.
okay. I didn't know. He was questioning, I didn't know the,
We're going to go out for RFP during this
Yes.
5-month process.
yes, thank you.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Any other discussion on the amendment? And, sorry, Alderman, I will add, when we go out for RFP, we're going to break the city up into quadrants so smaller companies can bid on it.
And I know he made mention that back 5, 6 years ago, that he did half the city.
Right.
And so,
This contract was always for the full city, so we're trying to break it up
Right.
so it's more favorable to smaller companies.
thank you.
Absolutely. Any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, can I get a motion for the amendment?
So move.
Motion and,
We've,
oh,
we
second.
got the motion for the
All right, we
amendment.
have the discussion.
Did we vote
All
on
those
it?
in favor of the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. So now we need to put the agenda item 2024-072 on final passage. Oh, I'm sorry, Alderwoman Conley, how do you vote on the amendment?
I vote aye.
Okay, sorry, the motion passes with the amendment, I didn't ask her. So now we need to put the entire agenda item 2024-072 as amended on final passage.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and any discussion on the final vote, okay? Then the voting will now be open. All those in favor, please vote yes. All those opposed, please vote no. Alderwoman Conley, how do you vote?
I vote yes. Thank you, Mayor.
So that is 10 voting yes, none voting no on item number 2024-072. The next item on the agenda is 2024-126, a resolution stating the City of Springfield's concerns of the potential relocation of our processing and distribution center to St. Louis, Missouri from the U.S. Postal Service to be put on emergency passage.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to put item 2024-126 on final passage. Any discussion on this emergency passage? Seeing none, voting will now be open. All those in favor of the motion, please vote yes. All those opposed, please vote no. Alderwoman Conley, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
So the motion passes with 11 voting yes, none voting no. Alderwoman Conley, I know you are at a special meeting with FEMA for your job. So before we bring up any unfinished business for the council, I wanted to give you an opportunity to speak in case you needed to, because I know you need to get back to your meeting.
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have any unfinished business. Thank you for letting me join by phone tonight.
Thank you very much. Have a great conference. Okay, so that would open it up to the rest of the council members. Is there any unfinished business to bring before the city council at this time? All right, seeing none, we are going to go into new business. One of the things I would like to bring up to new business is the city council and the mayor had a proclamation earlier today that April 2024 be Child Abuse Awareness Month. There was an event at HSHS Hospital in which the Prevent Child Abuse Illinois group attended, and so did DCFS. And there is an event tomorrow at UIS as well to bring awareness to Child Abuse Awareness Month. So I just wanted to bring that forward. Any council members have any new business to bring before the city council? Alderwoman Purchase, you have nothing? Oh, Alderwoman Notriano.
This is old new business. I wanted to see if I could get the Director Lesko to explain what's happening with the rail project properties that we had passed an ordinance on like late last year to get those sold and issued RFPs, and we haven't been able to get those actually posted. So I just wanted to,
In your award, the old property.
yeah, Isles and 4th Street.
Right behind you.
Yes, we hope to get those listed this month. We had hoped to get, we were changing out the locks, and we found out our contractor had not changed out the locks, so we've switched contractors to get the new locks put on. We've just been, we anticipate getting them listed this month to be able to, and then to do like open houses to have potential buyers come in to look at them at a certain time. And it's been getting someone in place at Public Works to be able to do that. So that's been the delay. So yeah, we are very close. We have the RPs ready to go. We're just trying to find time to get that done. So yeah, and as soon as I know, I'll alert the alderman to when it's out.
Awesome,
Yep.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Any other alderpersons to have any new business to come before the council? Alderwoman Conley, are you still on the phone?
Alderwoman Conley.
Do you have any new business?
I'm listening quietly.
Do you have any new business you would like to bring forward?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So at this time, we will go to citizens who have requests to address the council. The first person we have signed up to speak is Laura Hughes. And if you would please state your name and address for the record, that would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Laura Hughes, 312 Saxon Drive, Springfield, Illinois.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to address the City Council. I would like to speak to you today about the subject that is on most people's minds today, and it is grabbing all the news headlines: illegal immigration. If you ask most people in Springfield, Illinois, if they are aware of a welcoming center for illegal aliens right here in Springfield, Illinois, on Cook Street, they would say no. I was not aware of that, and that these facilities attract illegal aliens to come to our area. The Welcoming Center is at 2239 East Cook Street, Springfield, Illinois, 62703, located inside Central County's health clinics. This is where it is located at. Now the question remains, how much of taxpayer dollars from Sangamon County taxpayers and Springfield, Illinois taxpayers are going to these organizations? I would hope we have a transparent city government and county government. I look forward to my aldermen reaching out to me and answering these questions that are on the mind of my fellow Americans. I would especially like to highlight all the fellow Americans who have died because of the choices made by our elected officials to allow people to come into our state, and we have no idea if they are criminals or something worse. It seems like most folks want to fondly remember Emma Schaefer, a beautiful young woman from Springfield, Illinois, who was brutally murdered by an illegal alien in her own home on July 11, 2023. To be very clear, she was stabbed to death by an illegal alien she was striving to get citizenship for. Then there is the killing of the Georgia nursing student, allegedly by a Venezuelan migrant. That has quickly intensified the country's immigration debate. The body of a 22-year-old Laken Hope Riley was found in the woods near a jogging trail on a Thursday on the University of Georgia campus. A migrant charged in hit and run that killed 10-year-old boy was 5 times deported migrant and now in ICE custody after being charged with killing a 10-year-old boy in a hit and run incident in Texas. On January 30th, 2024, Alonzo Pierre Mingo impersonated a package delivery man to trick his way into home in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He demanded money and then shot 3 people in the head. On January 27th, a large group of illegal aliens viciously attacked and beat NYPD officers in the area of Times Square, New York City, near many of the hotels converted into Mayor Eric Adams into taxpayer-funded migrant shelters. On January 9th, ICE arrested Haitian national for allegedly raping a developmentally disabled person in Boston, Massachusetts. I could go on, but I won't. I think you get the picture. The best way to stop another young life like Springfield residents Emma Schaefer, from needlessly perishing in the proactive in protecting our constituents. I look forward to follow-up from my alderman on government transparency and who is paying for our illegal alien welcoming center in Springfield, Illinois. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Alderman Williams, you have something to add?
Yes, ma'am. You did say 2239 East Cook? That would be the county health systems building next to the post?
I went over there just 2 hours ago.
Okay, do you know who, county health does serve the underprivileged and homeless and probably some migrants and things like that. Is that what you're speaking of?
I went there.
Can you come to the mic, ma'am?
I went there and I had told them I had a friend that was, a migrant. And I wanted information on him being able to get housing and food. And, I don't know, beat around the bush a tad. And then I was told that to go to the place on Ash Street. Well, then I walked out the door, and then here's this sign sitting there saying that it's for illegal aliens right there. Well, then I go back in there and I say something else to him. And I said, well, there's a sign out there that says that. And then the other lady, kind of brought it to her attention that there is a lady, and I've got a card who it is, supposed to call them tomorrow to get assistance going that way. But I was also told to go to the place on Ash Street. So it's kind of snaking around, I feel.
So I'm the alderman where that building itself is located, but I think county health's jurisdiction is not even, it's definitely not the city, and it's not maybe even Sangamon County. I think it's several counties together provide. I'll have to research that a little bit unless our corporate counsel understands how they're made up, but I know they're called county healths, and it confuses my constituents because they automatically think Sangamon County, and that's when we found out it's several counties providing an array of services for all kinds of people.
Yeah.
So, and I've never heard of it referred to as a welcoming center.
Well, that's what the sign said, but it was in this, I think what you're referring to, and then there was like a pharmacy type of thing right in front of it.
They give them
So there was only one
prescriptions.
woman that is actually there. And they told me to come back tomorrow, like around 11 o'clock.
Okay.
But I went in there, it was like 4 o'clock, and they said that she only works like a couple hours a day.
Okay, I'll check on it, and do some research on it and maybe get with Director Posey over our community relations and try to understand it, because it is one of those buildings that provides, some good services, but I never quite understood where they get their budget, their funding, or their jurisdiction. So I appreciate you coming. I'll try to find you some answers.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hold up, man.
Alderman Redpath, sorry, ma'am, would you come back to, Mrs. Hughes? Ms. Hughes, would you come back to the microphone? It's
Yeah.
okay. I'm sorry that I said Mrs., I'm not sure your status, so Ms. Hughes.
single.
Okay, Alderman Redpath has something he'd like
So
to say.
is there a welcoming sign that says welcome illegal
I
immigrants?
got pictures.
Yeah, let me see it. That's,
I believe it's a non-for-profit, Corporation Council's looking it up, but I do believe it's I don't think it's actual government agency.
Name does confuse people,
Yeah.
Right, it's not a governmental entity, so I'll do some research and send you who makes it up and
Good,
what is.
great.
can I look at it?
Yeah, there's.
Well, I don't speak Spanish, so I
No,
can't.
some of it's in English. You might have to turn it the other way.
English very
Okay, but
It looks like Director Posey has something he'd
So
like to add.
Let me read this. So it says, welcoming center for immigrants and refugees. It doesn't say illegal immigrants, and that's the problem. I know that we give services to people that aren't citizens, but they're in the country legally, and this could be a confusion of that. I haven't heard of this. Have you heard of this, Mayor?
No,
I have not
Director
either.
Posey has something to
No,
add,
I'm
I
actually
think.
on their website now, and they are Central Counties Health Centers. They're a not-for-profit organization, and they provide non-discriminatory and accessible primary care. So by non-discriminatory, it means they're not turning anybody away. I don't think that that necessarily means they're inviting illegal aliens there, but they are advertising they're a not-for-profit that practices
Well,
non-discriminatory.
And you know, that's the point. There's so much confusion about what's going on here. And the bottom line is that there are people in the country that aren't supposed to be here, and that's up to the federal government to work with. But we don't have a welcoming center set up for people to come in. If there's people here that are transitioning to be citizens of the United States, no matter what, I don't care where they are from. I don't really care. If they're here trying to make citizenship and they're here legally, that's one thing. But there's nowhere that does that say that those are for illegal immigrants and this is a welcoming center. So there's some confusion there.
Right, and I just want to make it clear, they are a not-for-profit organization. They are not a city nor a Sangamon County-controlled entity.
Thank you, Director Posey. Alderman Williams, do you have anything else you want to add?
I appreciate everybody. They did my research for me. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, sir. Alderman Redpath, are you good? Okay, the next person signed up to speak is James Johnson. And I see Mr. Johnson in the back. God bless you. If you could state your name and address for the record, please.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
I'm Mr. Johnson, lifelong East Side resident. And I'm coming here today, I'm soliciting all of y'all's help and support. For the last 30 years, I've been in this community, and I've been doing my homework. That's why you haven't seen me lately, Mayor, and I've been doing my research. And this issue has been brought up, but since you're the mayor now, I'm also bringing it to your attention because I'm going to solicit your help. Now, there's segments of our community that is neglected. And I don't know why it's neglected, but it is neglected. Radio stations in Springfield, we have 99.7 The Mix. We have 103.7 DBR. You have light rock, you got rock, and you got country. But there's something still missing. Even, we have a black woman at the top of country billboards right now. Last year, we celebrated 50 years of hip hop. And I think I live in the capital of Illinois, Springfield. And segments of our community don't even have our radio station to where we can hear, listen, call in, do any of that. Now, when I was young, and Larry, I'm telling you too, because you're new, and I love how you always want to know because you're new to the council. So for all y'all that's new to the council, this has been a problem for over 30-something years. Now, when I was young, we used to be able to pick up St. Louis, Chicago, on an FM station. On a good day, I can get GCI. Now, from my research, I understand, Sean, that they put a blocker up. So I'm asking all of you to do two things. If there's a blocker up, we need to get it down. Or we need to focus on how do we get a radio station to fit all our community. Now, we always want to be comparable to other cities. Police department just got their pay, so we're comparable. CWLP just raised the rates. I guess we're still comparable to other communities. But when it comes to what I want to listen to, or what other people in our community want to listen to, We ain't comparable, because I can go out, drive to Peoria. I can hear a radio station. I can go past Litchfield and pick up St. Louis. But I don't understand why we can't have something in Springfield. So I hear you ask, well, what's the reasons why we need it? So I can have somewhere to talk other than this.
That'd be good.
I know. Knew you would be happy. For recruitment, because that police and fire department are always searching for people to hire. So we need a radio station for them. Hold on, I got some more. When our people come up missing in our community, we need it for that reason. How about our black businesses or other businesses in our community? How about events that go on in the city of Springfield? Or better yet, events that go on in St. Louis or Chicago, Peoria? Because I'm going to ask this question. For people of 45, 50 years old, what is there for us to do in this community? I'll wait. I got 30-some seconds. I don't like clubs. I don't do clubs, but Redpath, where can I go and hang out and have a good time?
He's not 45 to 50.
So here's what I'm asking in my last seconds. Here's the people we need to reach out and call. Because I'm always listening to you too, because you the watchdog of the community and about the money. I'll be back for more of that. But we need to call Dick Durbin. Y'all let him know I've been trying to reach out to him and talk to him. So you got more power and pull than I do. We can call Tammy Duckworth. Give Doris a call too, Doris Turner. Let's start pounding, because I'm going to pound this podium until we get a change in this community. Thank you, Mayor, for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. The next person signed up to
Mayor,
speak.
real quick.
Oh, sorry, Alderman Hanauer.
I mean,
Are you 45 to 50, Alderman Hanauer?
yeah.
Yeah, you're not in that age range.
Well, first of all, there's a lot of good high school sports that you could go watch, and it's cheap entertainment, James, and they got food there for you. You can check out the popcorn. Lanphier Ballpark has some pretty good popcorn.
Do they? All right. I'm going to check that out.
You know, one of the things, a lot of this is a private business, you know. I mean, the radio station's a private business. Shoot, we've got one radio station that pretty much does local sports only. We have one, and we're fortunate to have that.
And I hear a lot about Griffin.
And they do all around the area. And if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have high school sports on the radio. It's a shame. We're lacking local coverage of not just sports, but everything. Nothing against SJR, but, we can't get box scores anymore. You can't get anything, 3 days later. And it's a shame. And so if it wasn't for, one radio station, and it's one company, I should say, and they have multiple radio stations that do games and whatnot, and channel1450.com that covers the kids, there would be no coverage. And that's what's really a shame.
1240 covers it, too.
And so I guess the thing that I would say is I understand, but we don't have control over what radio stations play or anything. I mean, I agree. There should be alternatives, but I don't know why the businesses, whether they don't get the advertising dollars. I don't know. That's something you could probably call Kevin O'Day at Newhoff Media.
It's just a paid service.
Yeah. Well, I know Kevin listens, so I'm sure he's really thrilled I threw out his name. But I mean, that's just the way it is. We up here have no control over radio stations or anything like that.
Right. And I understand that. And that's why I listed a few people to call because from my research, what I understand is we have to go up to Dick Durbin and get that ball and ask them questions. But I figured one of you guys around this horseshoe might know something, know somebody, you know, because the stations you're talking about, that's AM, you know, and there's
It's
only
FM too.
talk, huh?
It's FM too.
Is it? Well, I haven't paid to FM, but if we can get some FM radio stations for all our community, you know, and whatever, I just need your support, you know, because I saw you at the USPR meeting, and y'all looked united, and that was great, and you was pushing for those jobs, you know. And I saw the meeting where y'all spent an hour and a half talking about dogs. So that same energy and all of that, we need to spend that on pushing on our community.
We have two other aldermen and an alderman and alderwoman signed up to speak, so please stay there, Mr. Johnson. Alderman Redpath.
James, we have 3 African-American aldermen sitting up here, and I can tell you that almost every meeting we have, these 3 people advertise events in their wards and events that of their community, and there's a lot. I know Alderman Purchase and Alderman Gregory, Alderman Williams, all 3 of them bring things to the public, and so that's one aspect of that.
Okay.
The second is that I think maybe you might want to start your own radio station, because you'd be a heck of a DJ, because you can talk. You can talk. But
thank you.
We'll recommend you.
And I understand about the radio stations. I listen to 1450, and I listen to Dave Dahl mostly because he gives me all my information. So
I don't want to short them out
well,
either. I'm sorry I missed you, Dave.
But the bottom line is that I understand, and if there's something we could do, I don't have a problem pushing for that. But like Ralph said, it's a public business, and a private business. We don't have any influence over that other than buying ads on it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Alderwoman Purchase.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. James, I definitely understand where you're coming from. So I do want to give a shout out to 98.7 because they have been doing something called the Circle of Friends, and it has been the most diverse I've ever seen on the radio station. And people call in and they give us a chance like for me, I'm on every other month. And like Alderman Redpath said, and even our Madam Mayor, she jokes about it. She said, you don't have any announcement? It's because I'm always trying to promote what's going on. And when I go on the radio station, I do it purposely and be very intentional about saying what's going on in the community and on our east side as well for events that's coming up. But I think they are trying to move in that direction. We just need more people to speak up about it, because I've asked about an urban station. I have to listen to, it's a radio station in Decatur, just to hear the music I like to hear, like Lil Wayne and, you know, hip hop. So I think we're trying to push in that direction, and I think this is a start. So Rocky and Sarah, they're hosting more and more of us on the radio station too. So I did want to acknowledge that.
Right, 98.7.
0.7, and it's from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., and they give us a full hour, and you get to call in and talk to us as well with questions.
All right, I'll make sure I'll tune in.
Thank you.
Alderman Rockford.
Yeah, James, I appreciate you coming up, but also, these cell phones and these apps that you get on there with all the music, you know, I have one kid playing one song, I got another one playing another, and, you know, so I think that's one of our problems that we're facing these days is that, you know, you get the big corporations that can handle all that stuff and kind of run everybody out. You know, we're fortunate to have a couple radio stations, and years ago, you know, on a nice windy day, we were able to pick up KC 95 out of St. Louis for some good rock and roll, but those days are gone, you know. So I understand what you're saying, and right.
Why are those days gone? With 2024 and the technology of today, I should be able to hit my FM station and pick up St. Louis easily. You know, I don't want to have to download. But one other main important piece is, like, what our kids are downloading, unless you're paying attention, we don't know what they're listening to. If we got a radio station that's playing and we know what they're playing, then we can get messages out.
I think you're related to Mike Busher right now.
I don't know what they're playing. Even when you listen to it, you don't know what they're playing.
Miss Mayor, rap real quick.
Alderman Gregory, and then Director Posey wants to say something too.
I will say that there's a lot of people who think like you, and they have been trying to do some online radio stations. I know former Alderman McNeil's doing some things and stuff, and I'll go to the mat about getting some radio station, but you got to do one thing for me. You got to tell me where you got the scarf and the sweater,
sweater that matches.
and the gloves. That's pretty good. I got to do it, and I'll roll around on the ground. All right.
Director Posey wants to come talk to you too, Mr. Johnson.
I'm great, how are you?
Hey, you guys match. Look at that.
Yeah, they do match.
We do match. Look, I might need to borrow this scarf. Now, I can't speak for the 45 to 50 demographic, but I think I have.
Neither.
You know,
He's younger.
I think I have the 18 to 35 roped in pretty well here, and I think one area that the radio station struggle with is, like Alderman Rockford said, like I pay $4.99 a month for my Apple Music, and I have a playlist with 600 songs of hip hop. I have different playlists for all the different things that I want. However, so I can't really give you an answer on how to fix the radio stations. That's not my wheelhouse. But for events and figuring out where events are, our Director of Communications, Haley Wilson, did start our community calendar earlier this year, and I think it's a good opportunity to encourage citizens when they have events coming up to send those in to be put on the community calendar so people can go to the city website and see what events are going on in what areas and just doing a better job of getting the word out of what's going on. I don't know if that's a complete fix to, some of the issues of finding something to do, but I feel like that's something we already have in place that could be helpful, that people might not know about enough. So I'm glad you brought up the issue so that we can tell people, hey, go ahead and send in the information for your upcoming events so we can place it on the community calendar and let people know a little bit more. On the subject of somewhere where you can talk and get your feelings out and be heard, because that's a very important thing. I know, and Director Harrison can correct me if I'm wrong, the library is working on a podcast studio right now. And that's really where, all the interest in the radio has kind of gone in the past 4 to 5 years, really since the pandemic, was to the podcasting and YouTube type of sphere. So that might be an opportunity of, booking a space or a time and going on and being able to, say what you want to say and have the community be able to hear it, have something that will be cataloged that people can go back and listen to and have more than a 5-minute time limit to be able to get out the things that you really want to say. And so I feel like a lot of times we do have different mechanisms in place that can help with some of these problems, and we don't necessarily do a good enough job advertising to the public and the community that those options are available. So I'm really glad you brought this up so we could use that time to say, these are things that we're working on, but if someone doesn't know how to get events out there on a calendar or doesn't know, where to go and find music or have a different option or go to live options like the 11 Amp series on the Y Block over the summer, I invite them to come and talk to me, sit down in my office. I'm at 1450 Grove Street, right off of South Grand, across from the Dollar General on the east side, or you can call us at 217-789-2270.
Wow.
Take a breath.
That is
brother.
good.
Thank you, Director Posey.
Do you have a black rodeo on the calendar?
We don't, but we'll make sure we get it on there.
Yeah, it's coming in June.
I need them
I will
gloves.
be announcing it. Don't worry, James.
Okay, thank you.
I will
I'm
be
glad you
announcing
on
it.
it.
I will talk to our
I ain't
Director
heard
of Communications, and I will make sure we get it on the calendar this week.
Yes.
You have my word.
Yeah.
I'm getting my outfit together.
Thank you,
I got
Mr.
man.
Johnson. The next person signed up to speak is Alice Ramey, but I do not see her in the audience because I know her by face. So the next person signed up to speak is Simona White. Miss Simona.
Miss Simona.
Good evening, Mayor, Alderwomen, Aldermen. My name is Simona White, and I reside at 213 South Durkin Drive, Apartment 3, Springfield, Illinois. And I am here on behalf of the American Cancer Society and the Southern Illinois University School of Medicine physicians. April the 13th, we will be having a Relay for Life. It is going to be from 12 to 4 at Sacred Heart Griffin, West Campus, The Track. Last year, we raised over $15,000. This year, we are already at $13,000. And we would like all you guys to come out, if you're not doing anything, and walk with the survivors. They will walk about 12:30. And I would also like to thank the DSI district because, oh my God, the pharmacy, they donated like paintings and everything. Everybody's just really been in support. And the medical students stood me up because I made them come last year. So they stood me up and said, you're going to do it this year. But I'm just hoping that everybody would like to come out. We will have vendors, food trucks, county market on East Carpenter is doing the survivors lunch and different things. It's going to be really nice. And if you cannot stay long, just come and walk with the survivors and help them celebrate another birthday, because that's what we're doing. And we're supporting those that have cancer, and we're remembering those that we lost. So just come out and enjoy yourself, and thank you.
Thank you, Simona.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to address the council? Mr. Robert Frazier, I see your hand up.
I apologize. I'm still learning on how to navigate my way through this because I'm just not used to it and signing up and all of that. But Mr. Hanauer brought up something that was kind of made me sit up in my seat. My name is Robert Frazier. I am the operations manager for All-in-One Management and Services and the executive director for CSA Soap to Hope Challenge. Leveling the playing field and black businesses having the opportunity to have the same access and have a fair access to funding is a big issue. That's exactly why you don't see a lot of black-owned and operated businesses here, because the playing field isn't even. It's not level. And unless we make a intentional, purposeful step to making finance companies locally step up to the plate, you will continue to see what you see in this city is a definite segregation. You have a lot of bright, brilliant entrepreneurs. I'm on the back end of that, obviously, but I'm pushing for them because they don't have a resource. There is no aggressive bank in this city that looks for entrepreneurs, black and brown entrepreneurs, and funds them. For All-in-One Management, we are dealing with the same issues. And when you go to grow, you hit a financial ceiling. And when you hit that financial ceiling, there's nowhere for you to go. But either stay the same or go out. So it's a big issue. It's a big issue that we are trying to address in every way possible to make our voices heard and understood, that if we don't make a purposeful effort to change this system that has been going on forever. I'm not from Springfield, but it's going on really all over the country. But we can do it. There's a way, if we have a will of the providers of the finances to reach out and do something different other than the same old, same old. Just a note on CSA. I just wanted to let folks know that the community program that's going on for Soap to Hope Challenge reached over a milestone of over 40,950 loads for free for citizens of Springfield and surrounding counties to get their loads, their laundry clean. It is a significant program. We do not have any support. Now, I understand also that when you say that these businesses, these private businesses, are just that, private businesses, without the support of the community, these private businesses and these non-for-profits do not exist. So my question is, how do you get people to understand without coming out, because they won't come out, to see the impact of what's going on. We can give all the analytics and data. I have all that you want. But you don't want to see what's happening, but you don't want to assist either. Now, I'm not pointing at anybody specifically here, but it's a point that I'm trying to make, that the community as a whole needs to support programs that are actually doing some big things. And I welcome any questions if you have any. Other than that, I appreciate you allowing me the opportunity to come and speak on a few topics.
Mr. Posey, I think Director Posey would like to come up and share something with you, Mr. Frazier. After him.
I feel like I've been up here more today than I ever have.
Already said her name. We're
So
done.
I actually, Mr. Frazier, I appreciate you coming up here, and I see your wife Pamela, who's sitting in the crowd. Now, I want to let you know the impact that you all have had over the last going on 11 months now. So I've sat down multiple times, and so has Clerk Lesko will be, or excuse me, not Clerk Lesko, Director Lesko will be joining me. We've sat down with Dominic Watson from CAP 1908, with Marcus Johnson, the CEO of the Springfield Urban League, with Mike Murphy from the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce, and with Ryan McCready and Abby Powell from the Springfield Sangamon Growth Alliance, to see what ways we can do a better job as a city at helping primary contractors identify minority and female-owned businesses as subcontractors. We're aware that the process has, not been flawless, and it's based on a good faith effort, and it's 2024. And we need to redefine what our definition is of a good faith effort. So we've been on the process of working on that so we can take all of the primary contractors that are represented by the board of directors for the Springfield Sangamon Growth Alliance, as well as the young minority entrepreneurs that are being helped by CAP 1908 and the Springfield Urban League, and find a common ground with the city as the bridge to present more opportunity. One thing that we've identified is minority-owned businesses a lot of time lack capacity and lack capital, and that leads to a lack of opportunity. And all-in-one is usually the business that I use as an example of this is what we want all of our minority-owned businesses to strive to. So we're not there yet. We're working on it. But I want to let you know that because of the conversation that you and your wife had with me months ago, that has led to conversations with primary contractors, with executive boards of directors. I reached out, I spoke with Andre Allen, who is my counterpart for Peoria County. I spoke to Rachel Joy, who is my counterpart for Champaign, to look at what they're doing for minority businesses, how we improve our minority business list, how we improve contacts, how we create breakfast so that way minority business owners can come and network together and find out opportunities. How do we build these organic relationships between primary contractors and minority-owned business subcontractors, like an O'Shea Builders has with a Solid Concrete and a Solid Ground Solutions. We hosted an event last week with William Bishop IV and with Landfair High School and with Southeast High School last Thursday, actually, at O'Shea University, and we brought the chief of police, the fire chief, the director of public works, our chief city engineer, to show kids opportunities, young black and brown kids, opportunities that they have coming out of high school to get into the trades, to get into the fire department, to get into the police department, and it led to a lot of questions. The mayor came out and spoke to the kids. So I know we're not where we need to be. And I know there's been a lot of history throughout Springfield, because I'm not from here either, where the playing field is not equal or not level. There's not enough equity. A lot of people don't understand the difference between equality and equity. But equity means to level the playing field for people who have a disadvantage, to give them the advantage they need to be at the same level as their counterparts. And I know we're not where people would like us to be, but we are striving and moving forward, I feel like, at a greater pace and in a greater efficiency than we've been in the past, and that's what we'll continue to do.
Well, I think that's really admirable that you're having conversations with all of these folks, but she needs to sit at the table.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily me, but she needs to sit at the table and have these same discussions, because we're not subs, we're primes. We are prime contractors, certified for the Illinois Department of Transportation, DBEs. So we know how to bid. We bid on a highway, cleaning bridges. we've done a lot of different things, but the problem is we're disconnected and nobody ever knows, right? So even like people like yourself that are sitting at the table having conversations with all these other people, and nobody includes the people that are already done the work or have done the work. So it really kind of goes out the window, because these entrepreneurs, these young entrepreneurs that need a mentor or a guidance or someone that's done it here recently, they don't know either, because, you know, somehow or another, information gets disconnected and it doesn't get to the people that need it. Right? And that's one of the things that James is talking about. I don't necessarily look at it as a music thing. I look at it as a community awareness thing. And if they've got to listen to repetitive messages on the radio about, we need to show up for this, and this is going on, and you need to do this, then where do they hear it from? They got to hear from you, or Sean, or Roy, or Keisha, or anybody up here on the panel about where to go. And if you miss it, too bad, so sad. So we need to sit at the same table is what I'm saying, as far as putting this meeting together, meeting with these people. It'd be good to put apples and apples instead of apples and oranges and other things, because you never get to connect.
Right, and I completely agree.
And a finance piece.
I would say, by that analogy, though, we're still trying to set the table. With all due respect, we can't have groups of people sitting at the table if the table's not set. So I understand that you are a primary contractor, which is why I use you guys as a prime example. The reason we're sitting down with the Urban League and with CAP 1908 is for the entrepreneurs that are trying to increase their capacity to where they can go from being subcontractors to being primary contractors. We need to get them there first. And where that disconnect is coming information and sitting down with them is, they told me no one from the city has ever really sat down with them as organizations who are the bridges to these minority businesses and explain the process that the city goes through. So we've sat and we've collected a list of all the minority subcontractors that the city has used over the last 4 years to figure out who is registered with the state, who's not. I love that you're registered with IDOT, but we have so many more businesses that could be registered with the state. And if they're not, we're trying to figure out why, how can we can assist with that, or if they're opposed to being registered with the state, what reason is that you're opposed to being registered with the state? So we can look at it from a city perspective and say, okay, how do we make sure that these organizations or these companies aren't left out? So I completely hear what you're saying. You will be at the table because you were the one that gave the idea for me to figure out how to set this table. But we're still in the process of saying, okay, if we're going to have people sitting at the table and we want to compare apples to apples, we have to speak to the organizations that are already there. And unfortunately, it's a disproportionate number between primary contractors that are not minority owned and those that are. So in order to figure out how we get minority-owned businesses, more minority-owned businesses to that primary status, I've got to sit down with the organizations that are already there and say, how did you get there? Now, how can I translate this and help other people get there? It's a process, like you said, that's been going on for decades. And I am under no illusion that in the few years that we have, in the 11 months that I've been in there, that I'll be able to completely change decades worth of, disproportionate allotments or disproportionate treatment. But what my goal is, and Andre Allen from Peoria spoke this to me very well, is to say, okay, 25 years from now, the work that I'm doing here, will we have made more progress over the next 25 years than we have over the last 60 or 70.
And I'm confident Director Posey will incorporate both you, Mr. Frazier, and your wife Pamela in his future conversations. So I might let you two take this to the side. Alderwoman Purchase has something to say, and then, okay, Alderwoman Purchase.
Well, people are watching because I just got a text message and said, please don't forget to announce the Abraham Lincoln Half Marathon this Saturday, and it's the 60th anniversary. It kicks off at 7:30 a.m. It's 13 whole miles that I just can never see myself doing. 13.1. Thank you, Alderman Donnellan. But we encourage our neighbors, please come out and cheer these individuals on. They come from different different states and even come from out of different countries too, just to be here with us. It's on their website, and they are excited. Please pay attention to alternative routes that you need to take, because some streets will be blocked off. It starts downtown in front of the old state capitol and ends downtown. And I look forward to telling them, come on, you almost there to the finish line. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderwoman, and thank you, Mr. Frazier. I know Director Posey is going to follow up with you. With that being said, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Can I say one thing?
Oh,
real
sorry,
quick?
Alderman Gregory.
This mine's real quick.
I didn't see your name up there, I
No,
apologize.
April 8th, we got total solar eclipse. Don't be out there looking at it with your eyes. You can go right on over there on North Grand 747, I do believe, North Grand to Senator Turner's office and get some glasses. So just want to let everybody know. God bless you. Good night.
And it will be dark for a quick period of time, so be careful driving.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Mayor, the Lincoln Library is also, I got you, Ms. Gwen. The Lincoln Library is also having glasses, is one pair per person.
My bad. Didn't know.
Neither did I, Alderman. No one told me the library had them either.
I'm going to get it.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. We're adjourned.
Sean, I meant to share that today because I saw it on their website.
Nothing like being the last to know everything.
I knew about the glasses.
No one told me.
But how awful would it be if
So
they
when you
had?
guys yell at me for not telling you things, now you know.
Yeah.
I don't always know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not always
That's
made.
small stuff. You don't need to know that.
Not always made privy to things going on. Hello. Yes, I'll come back there. Nope. Go take care of your baby. Hopefully she does okay.
I'll see you tomorrow. She's back on solids.
Good, good.
Hopefully.
Glad to hear.